Ooh, 2024 has come. It's gone. And now, this is the last video of 24 that I am recording for the Werewolf channel. And it is kind of a better video in a sense, but it's kind of a wrap up of one of the initial series I had on the Werewolf channel, dating back to when I started YouTube and one of the reasons why I started YouTube. So, yes, this is going to be the finale of the Let's Talk series. I am going to wrap up this, what essentially I turned kind of into a podcast of sorts. Not to say that the Let's Talk videos won't come back in maybe even more of a formal podcast sometime in the future, but for now, I want to kind of just get away from kind of overly producing the videos in a sense. I know that I do somewhat sort of keep up with like what viewers tend to click on more so, not the trending versions of videos, but just what's the tendencies of viewership overall, the majority of the viewership overall. And the tendency has gone from doing something that is kind of like a podcast to now, especially in the gaming space and people that do reactions, breakdowns, and everything. It's kind of gone into the point of just make a video, get to the point, very quick, in your face, just boom, bang, boom, boom, get your point across, make some funny one-liner jokes about, subject, whatever you're doing. If it's a reaction, get into it, be like, hey, welcome to the channel, da, 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 react, break down it frame by frame if you want to, do whatever, get the video done, 10 minutes maximum, the whole 9 yards. So, basically, content creation has changed a lot. It's changed dramatically since I started the Let's Talk series. It's like way back. So 2017 is what I have on record for the first Let's Talk video for this current version of the Werewolf channel. I had a version of the Werewolf channel that was like signed to a network and everything before. I've talked about it multiple times on the channel. And so the original Werewolf channel had some Let's Talks on that one too. So even before 2017, I was kind of doing this stuff. I don't know if I actually called it the Let's Talk series. I think I was just kind of doing reaction videos. No, then again, I did it for like Mass Effect Andromeda was one of the first Let's Talks I made. Anyways, so it has been 580 videos of the Let's Talk series on the Werewolf channel, in whichever channel, and it's probably even more so in like the 600 plus mark, because maybe even 610 plus mark, because of the fact that I haven't actually put every single Let's Talk kind of video. Some of them are live streams. Like I've done a bunch of live streams I have not put into, I've put those in the live stream replay category instead of the Let's Talk category, because it kind of felt just more like a live stream than like a video format, whatever. Yeah, so I have done this series for a very long time. I have kind of grown up around the industry of figuring out editing styles, how to get to a point very quickly without it taking 20 minutes to get there, how to talk on the microphone. Like this series has been the series that has kind of like trained me in a sense, I guess, for the lack of a better term, how to be kind of on camera and on the microphone and everything. So it's definitely been a very long journey with this series, and it's been just nothing but pretty much a good time for the majority of everything. I've had some videos where people have gotten mad at me. I've had some videos where people absolutely love it. When you make that many videos, post them up online, you're bound to have the extremes on both sides. Sometimes I'll have a take that majority of people don't agree with. It happens. Sometimes I have a take and everybody's in agreement with it. And to be all the way honest, I started this series as a way of like talking to the developers. So if any developers out there, or like even modders or whatever, if they caught wind of the video and they heard something that I was saying in the video, that the feedback would make it back to developers. So it's kind of like I wanted the Let's Talk series to be like a video that the feedback would just sit there, and hopefully somebody who could take the feedback and take the constructive criticism. With that, also, I learned, how it's everything from a publisher to a developers to, all the different, there's an audio team to a, geez, engineers, level designers, voice acting, and all that stuff. Like, I learned all that stuff because of this series of just trying to figure out, okay, how can I get the point across of like, okay, well, a storyline isn't quite as good as it could be. Here's what I think is the reason behind it, whether it's, the whether or not it's like a voice actor that didn't do their job fully, or it's, bad, director or something, whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I've done this series for so long now. It feels kind of weird to be like, this is the final, one, this final Let's Talk video. It's going to be, it might even be hard for me to drop the whole, like, I'm going to make a Let's Talk on that, 'cause I've been saying it for so many years now. But again, I think going forward, what I'll end up doing is it won't be, intro or any of that stuff. It'll just be like, boom, get right into the video. All right, let's react to this. Let's talk about it. Let's, do the thing. I might just take the Let's Talk logo out of this screen over here, and maybe, on the bottom over there, I'll just put, reaction or breakdown or something, have two different word things for that. But yeah, again, I won't say that it's going to be forever retired, like the Let's Talk series itself. I could possibly bring it back in the future in like a actual, like, full on podcast type of situation. I've been calling this more or less a podcast now, but this, to me, a podcast is like a talk show. It's something that you could possibly do live and everything. I do Let's Talk lives a lot of times. But I feel like a podcast would be a lot more produced, I guess. That's kind of where we're at with podcasts now. It's like, this is the thing, like, content creation overall has changed so dramatically over even the last like 5 years, that this series almost feels outdated. It feels like something from 10 years ago, because it is. And so, yeah, just, I think at this point, I think the best way, especially when it comes to gaming and stuff, is to do just kind of like, just bing, bang, boom, get into the subject, talk about it, say the 2 cents, get the video done over with, make it as short as possible. Yeah. And just get through it. So that's what we're going to do with this final Let's Talk video. Also, I'm not really rushing through anything too much, but I do have actually a list of a couple of things I want to talk about, just for a few minutes here. So a new stream intro, it's being basically a work in progress right now, that I am working on a brand new stream intro. So the streams themselves, this is kind of just like sort of the update going into 2025. Again, one of the biggest changes is that I am dropping a full series I've had on the channel forever. But yes, a new stream intro, and you can, you might have noticed I have, so even like this wall background, it's a little more, it's not, I don't know, it's more put together, I guess. Also, it's a black wall where I had like the blue and the purple, or the red and the purple I was trying to be before and everything. So I've, redone a lot of the graphics and everything. Something like this is brand new. Yeah. If I'm doing a breakdown, same thing as reactions. If I'm doing a breakdown, try and get the video done way quicker. If there needs to be edits and just cutting pieces out. Actually, the last few Let's Talks, I have actually been kind of incorporating this style where even normally I would have this screen and have me sitting there doing like, one of the thumbnail poses that everybody always does nowadays. I've actually been just using this screen here and just kind of doing the thing, and just letting kind of whatever screenshot be the screenshot. I think that's probably what I'll do going forward from now on. Again, it's less editing, and it's just easier to get the video up. And also, if I do way more editing, I don't see that it's making any of a difference. It's just taking more time on my parts, and people will still show up and watch it if it's a good subject. So if I make a good video, they will come to watch it, basically. I do want to talk a little bit about numbers wise. So this year has probably been one of the best years that I've had. 24 has been. I mean, the channel basically doubled in size. It's been a great year, and a major part of it is because I actually started focus on trying to get subs in on the channel this year. I started to incorporate the whole like, hey, you can hit the subs, the subscribe button and all that stuff. Started incorporating that stuff, and I definitely have seen that. It was just like this couple of YouTubers said, hey, don't be afraid to ask for subs, remind people that you can do it. And for the longest time, there's a reason why the channel is not bigger than it is, because for the longest time, for the majority of the time that I've been on the internet, I don't really ask for anything other than just like, hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the channel. I just started doing that stuff in the last like couple of years now. Actually, well, this year, I started last year. I put the sub button thing on the screen every once in a while. I didn't really say much, and then this last year I started saying it because monetization. So the goal going into next year is to reach the 1,000 subs mark, which I'm 600. So it's not too far of a stretch of a goal. That gets me into the full monetization on the channel. And 4,000 hours watched. I just hit the 2,000 plus hour mark on the channel. So again, it'd be like basically just doubling up what I just did in this last. It's like, really, I think it was actually more or less like 7 months. And the channel has just kind of gotten bigger and bigger. So I've been hitting videos that a lot of people actually want to click on and check out. And so the algorithm's been, starting to work in my favor a little bit more. Super cool. I definitely have noticed, something like sim videos, simulation game videos. And of course, when you're talking about stuff and breaking stuff down, people seem to tend to like to watch that stuff. Tutorials are huge also. And like still one of my top performing videos is that freaking video that I made where I'm talking about the PlayStation 5 running on a monitor 4K 60 FPS or whatever it is there, and over HDMI 2.0 instead of the 2.1 I do believe it is. Now we don't really have to worry about it at all because of the fact that PlayStation runs on both. But yeah, I did a video talking about that stuff. So maybe I'll make some more videos like that, since that seems to be something that everybody seems to still click on that video, even though it's actually outdated at this point. They've released options and features and everything on the PlayStation 5 that actually, like PSSR, I can't even do an analysis on that because I don't have a PS5 Pro still. And this is where monetization kind of really helps out a lot. I would love to be able to do an analysis video on that. So that's the reason why I started saying, hey, I'd really like to try and get into monetization on the channel. Talking about monetization, again, not trying to make this video super long, but going into monetization for next year, I should be able to hit it next year. I don't see why, unless a lot of people just unsub from the channel and just stop watching my channel completely. It's a possibility, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what I would even do if I got in that first tier. So I'm looking to run ads on the channel, of course. I'm not really looking for sponsorships or anything, just to get something to make the ad rev happen on the channel, which is the higher tier of the was 3,000 subs and what is it? No, 1,000 subs. Sorry, 1,000 subs and 3,000 watch hours. It's the YouTube stuff. You can look it up. Anyways, I'm halfway there. That's what we'll say in this. So again, for when it comes to like memberships and stuff like that, I have no idea. Everything I do on my channel, I make myself and do my own way. I can tell you right now, I'm not huge on the idea of doing like a community game night or any of that stuff. You know me, I barely interact with everybody in the comments section. I know that's not one of my strong suits. I just like to make content, put it out there. I try and be as nice as possible to everyone. and answer questions if I have an answer to them. That is, really simple to answer and all that. But I mean, if I can do like emotes or something in the chat, I don't know. Now a lot of people show up for the live streams. Majority of everybody just shows up for the videos. I don't really have a live stream schedule, so I get it. But yeah. So 25, like I said, we'll see. Maybe I can think of something going into next year here that is like, okay, if you show up to the channel and you become a paid subscriber or whatever, a membership, I think it is, to get pay for the membership thing for the channel, then then maybe I don't know, maybe early access to videos if I can do that or something. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, all that, and I have a very big kind of my, if you will, New Year's goal, I guess, is I'm going to be trying to bring back my music channel that I had a few years ago, and I can actually record and edit and upload stuff way easier now, so I should be able to do that. But the music channel, and this is something as a side project basically. But if you're interested in it, the music channel, I'll promote it later on of what it's called and everything. But I think it might be about like breakdowns on music and songs and everything, because I still have a very big music background, and I have not been doing anything with it for the last like 5-6 years. So that'd be really cool to get into also. And then try and do gaming and music. It's stuff I grew up with, learning and loving and everything. So there could be some crossover between, maybe the gaming music and everything. Who knows? But yeah, so 25 is looking to be a great year for gaming. We have a lot of major titles coming out, and it should be a lot of fun. If I jump into music, in all honesty, the goal of the music channel would be actually just to try and get people to make better music, because man, oh man, when I listen to artists now, it's like, where is the creativity? Everything kind of sounds the same. Everything. There's a few bands that are stand out from everyone else out there that are new bands, but there's a lot of the same old copy and paste stuff going on. So I feel like the music industry could use all the help it can get, and if I can be that, sure, all right, awesome. In the same way, the gaming industry, again, it looks like we have a giant year coming for the gaming industry, but there's a lot of stuff that I really wish developers were listening to YouTubers, but unfortunately, it's just, there's so many people out there just trying to make a buck instead of actually putting out some constructive criticism. And I think that's also a big reason why I'm just like, okay, I think it's time for the Let's Talk series to come to a finale, because of the fact that YouTube and gaming series, there's a lot of people that they'll take an actual issue and they blow it out of proportion to get as much drama and drive the rage clickbaity stuff onto their videos so they can get as many views and as much monetization out from stuff. So it kind of defeats the purpose of, that original purpose of like, hey, I'm making a video to talk to developers. Unless you're a giant channel like a Digital Foundry or any of those, developers they're just kind of like, they kind of could care less, I think, at this point, of what some other smaller YouTube channels are saying. Again, that's a major reason why I'm just like, yeah, I think it's time just to call on doing so much production on the Let's Talk series. So anyways, getting to the 20-minute mark, that's about as long as I want the video to be, but that goes over everything going into 25. So yeah, it's just going to be, like I said, shorter, more to the point, not so much highly edited videos of just talking point videos, I guess you could say. But yeah, it'll just be pretty much the game title or a title that is, instead of it being Let's Talk, do game title and subject and everything, it'll just pretty much be like the main thought on that video. So if you're wondering where the Let's Talk series went to, again, this is the finale. This is the one last one. So the last video to be uploaded in 2024. Again, some good, some some ending content, I guess, however you want to put it. But yeah, that's going to do it for 2024. So, I guess the only thing left to say is, once again, the subscribe button, like, sub, share, the whole 9 yards. And of course, as always, it's been one hell of a year, and I'm looking forward to this next year. I think it's going to be a fun one. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see you next time.